So hi everyone, I am Dalia Zihilario together with my group mates and we are the Group 9. So our topic for today is all about the creating infographics for social campaigns. And our objective for this report is number 1 is to understand the importance of using infographics, and number 2 is to identify the different guidelines and best practices in creating an effective infographic. Next one is to create his own infographic design for social changes. So first of all, what is infographic? Infographic is a perfect way to visualize or to present data and information so that your audience has a greater chance of understanding and retaining it. Next is how to plan your infographic design. So number 1 is we need to find a story so that in every set of data there is a story. Before you begin designing your infographic, think of the story you are trying to tell. It is also important that our story is understandable and clear. Next one is we need to create an infographic outline. In your outline, include your headers, data, and any designs, details you don't want to forget. So number 3 is write a compelling title. Why it is important to have a title? Because to come up with our infographic, it is important that our title is catchy and descriptive. Take note, catchy and descriptive. Next one is use a grid design or wireframe for your infographic design, because designing on a grid allows you to easily organize element information so that the viewers or the audience can easily understand your infographic. So next is use the right infographic layout for your data. It is also important to have our right infographic layout for our data to easily understand our infographic. So next is follow data visualization best practices, because it is important to always start your infographic planning with a pen and paper to be sure. Next is choose the best chart types for your data. Why? It is because to decide which type of chart would best to convey your data, you first have to determine what kind of data you want to present for your audience. So that's all, and thank you.
Color can be also used as a sectional tool. Add blocks of color to section your infographic, giving the eye some breathing room as viewers scroll down. Make sure there's consistency in your infographic design. In order for your infographic design to flow from start to finish, the design elements need to be consistent. If you are using icons that are filled in rather than the line art icons, then keep using the same style throughout the entire infographic. Maintain visual consistency by using the same style of filled icons throughout the infographic to create a cohesive and harmonious design. The same goes for the style of images you use, the font style, the color palette. This will prevent your infographic from looking cluttered and will make it easier to read. Leave plenty of negative space in your infographic design. Negative space is the blank space surrounding objectives in a design. Negative space has a big impact on your design. If your infographic design is too crowded, it can overwhelm readers and make it difficult to read the information. Creating space surrounding the elements in your design allows readers the breathing room to process the information. Pro tip: if you are using a 16 size, the line height should be no less than 1.2. By creating space around elements in your design, you're giving readers a comfortable buffer to focus on each piece of content. And when using 16-point font, a minimum line height of 1.2 ensures that the text is easy to read and not too prompted.
So once again, I'm Regina I. Cristobal from BSHM 1C. So typography is the art of arranging letters and text in a way that makes the copy legible, clear, and visually appealing to the reader. So the next is timeline. A timeline is a visual representation of a chronological sequence of events along a drawn line that helps a viewer understand time relationship. Infographics are highly useful when you want to highlight specific elements of your products by creating a mix of small descriptions, explanatory, and easy to understand image to create dynamism in any photo with no need for movement. The next is use contrast in your infographic design. Contrast creates visual impact by placing two strikingly different elements beside each other. If an infographic has a light background with bold colored shapes, our eyes are immediately attract the bold colors. So one of the easiest ways to create contrast in your infographic is to use complementary colors which are opposite to each other on the color wheel. For example, blue and orange, green and red or purple, and yellow are complementary colors that create a strong contrast when used together. So that's all my reporting for today, and thank you for listening and watching.
Once again, I'm John Hiroho of BSHM 1C. Typography is the art and technique of arranging type to make written language readable, legible, and appealing when displayed. The arrangement of type involves selecting type places, point sizes, line lengths, line spacing, letter spacing, and space between pairs of letters. When designing infographics, you often have to try it a few times before you find the right approach. You have to learn what is effective in design and what is not. The design process usually requires iteration and correction to achieve the most suitable result. Unfortunately, the learning process is made much easier by templates and guides for infographics. You will find many examples that you can draw for inspiration now. If you are in doubt, ask others to review your design before you publish it. They can tell you if there are areas of information that are unclear or if there are ways to improve your design.
I'm Rizal Alrata, and I will discuss 3 ways to shift your mindset for business success. Number 1. Look good in fear. Fear often signals an opportunity for growth. When we or you encounter fear, it is usually that we are stepping out to our comfort zone. Number 2. Failure isn't dead. The failure is often perceived as a dead end. That's why sometimes we lose the chance on stepping out for ourselves, because we are thinking what will might the consequences. It doesn't mean that you or we failed on something is already an end. But no, there is a lot of opportunities that are waiting for you. Number 3, business isn't business. The business refers to the act of being constantly occupied, often with tasks that don't necessarily contribute to meaningful progress.